York, and Kelsey Plum blows the lid off the joint, letting us all in on a small secret. Team Clark, they had no idea what was awaiting them walking into that locker room come WNBA.
Kelsey Plum crossed the line, and Sabrina Ionescu wasn't about to let it slide. What was meant to be a unifying moment for WNBA players at the All-Star Game quickly spiraled into one of the most uncomfortable press conference moments in recent memory. Plum took an unprovoked jab at Caitlin Clark while sitting beside one of Clark's most vocal supporters. The boldness of it all was truly shocking.
We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise, but the t-shirt, just united front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very...
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis was meant to be Caitlin Clark's big moment on her home turf. Instead, sidelined with a groin injury, she watched from the bench as the spotlight passed her by. But the real shock came after the game, when Kelsey Plum took an entirely uncalled-for jab at Team Clark, turning disappointment into full-blown controversy.
Plum was at the All-Star Game in Indianapolis. She made quite a scene, bruh. This time, at the conclusion of the game, I was one of the first people to break the story about her actually making comments about Caitlin Clark's team not being at this meeting for the CBA negotiations. Now, we know the WNBA All-Stars came out with these t-shirts, pay us.
The WNBA players had just delivered a powerful statement with their Pay Us What You Owe Us shirt demonstration, a bold show of unity amid ongoing collective bargaining talks. It was meant to reflect solidarity. Instead, Kelsey Plum derailed the moment, turning it into a petty drama that highlighted the deeper issues with how some league veterans treat its biggest rising star.
McKay, Women's National Basketball Players Association president. Brianna Stewart, Vice President, and Nafisa Collier, all on opposing teams from Team Clark. How does it work out that the 3 biggest players in the Players Association had an idea about wearing a Pay Us What You Owe Us t-shirt, make this decision last minute that this is what the players will do? Team Clark somehow isn't present.
During the post-game press conference, Plum began by recounting the morning meeting where players agreed to wear the Unity shirts. But then she veered off script, dropping a bombshell, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. The room felt completely silent. You could feel the tension, even through the screen.
It was kind of like a genuine surprise, but the t-shirt, just united front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just, we had a very, that really needed to be mentioned. I'm trying to make it.
But here's what made the moment truly wild. Sabrina Ionescu was sitting right there, just an arm's length away, representing Team Clark herself. The disrespect wasn't just unnecessary, it was blatant. Ionescu couldn't even hide her reaction. She shot Plum a look of pure disbelief, rolled her eyes, and delivered a cuttingly sarcastic response. It was a moment that absolutely couldn't go unnoticed.
WNBA players, they get more unlikable every day. And the blatant jealousy, the blatant hatred towards Caitlin Clark is, it's obvious. They don't even try to hide it. We got Kelsey Plum talking about these pathetic shirts that they wore out onto the court. And I'm going to tell you, these players all put these shirts on. And like I said in a couple of previous videos, that back.
If you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe. The tension in that room was undeniable. Ionescu's expression said it all. This wasn't just uncomfortable, it was completely out of pocket. A veteran player throwing shade at absent teammates who couldn't even defend themselves, all while undermining the very unity they claimed to stand for. It was as hypocritical as it was awkward, And if you're wondering why Plum's comments were so ridiculous, let's look at the numbers. The moment Caitlin Clark was ruled out of the All-Star game due to injury, ticket prices nosedived. We're talking about a 48% drop in less than 24 hours, from $121 to just $64 for the cheapest seats. That's not a minor market dip. That's a full-on demand collapse, triggered by one player's absence.
Caitlin Clark, she was officially ruled out before all of these things. And look at the news drop. This is wild. WNBA All-Star Weekend. It's supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here. And look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark.
Let that sink in for a moment. The get-in price for a WNBA All-Star Game, hosted in the hometown of the league's most popular player, plummeted by nearly 50% the second Caitlin Clark was ruled out. Some resale tickets were going for as low as $60. People weren't just selling, they were desperate to unload their seats at any price to cut their losses. But it gets even worse. The TV ratings paint an even more devastating picture. When Caitlin Clark doesn't play, nationally televised WNBA games see a staggering 55% drop in viewership. Her own team's numbers without her? Down 53%, falling from an average of 1.81 million viewers to just 847,000. These aren't minor dips. This is concrete proof that Caitlin Clark isn't just a rising star, she is the league right now.
Would you look at that? Prices for the WNBA All-Star Game have plummeted 49% after Caitlin Clark was ruled out due to injury, per TickPick. I can't say that I'm surprised by this at all. I mean, no matter how much you love her or hate her, Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. When she goes, the ratings go. Simply put.
Meanwhile, when Caitlin Clark does play, the numbers are nothing short of astronomical. Her return game against the Liberty on ABC pulled in 2.2 million viewers, peaking at 2.8 million. Games featuring Clark consistently rank among the highest-rated WNBA broadcasts ever. She's not just generating buzz, she's printing money for everyone in the league, and this is where Sabrina Ionescu proved exactly why she's so respected across the basketball world. Rather than letting Plum's comments slide, she checked her instantly with a perfectly timed, razor-sharp sarcastic response. But Ionescu's support of Clark goes far deeper than that one moment. When Clark was sidelined with a quad injury, Ionescu was there, offering advice, sharing her own experience with soft tissue injuries, and showing real leadership. While Plum was busy throwing shade in a press conference, Ionescu was quietly doing the work, lifting up the sport and standing by her fellow players. She gets it, Clark's success doesn't just benefit the Indiana Fever. It lifts everyone in the WNBA.